hello, everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, 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 wonderful people. I'm a little early, but I'm on time. Period. Yes, Lord, but God. Lord, I thank you. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I'm a minute early. 6:59 on the dot. 6:59 on the dot. All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all know what time it is. 7 o'clock Thursday. My podcast, Tell the Truth. Period. That's what it is. That's what it is. We're grateful. We grateful. We grateful. We so happy to be on, to be alive. Well, closed on right mind. Use activity in my limbs. Oh, God, but God. God is so good. And I am so gracious to have him as my God. Period. So I'm on time. I'm doing better. But God, not for God. He helping me and I'm letting him help me every step of the way. For real. Hope y'all having a great day. Because my day has been busy but wonderful. But God. Yeah, so nothing but God. I don't put nothing past him, take nothing from him. Have to give him all because he is magnificent. He is magnificent. Yes, he is. Wonderful Savior. My God. Yes. Okay, let's pray. And this is my guest, and she went on. Yes. Yes, and this is my guest for tonight, Miss Evangelist Candace Butler. Woo!
Hey, Sister
This
Sasha.
bad mama jamma, y'all. This a bad mama jamma. Yes, Lord. Thank God for you, Candace. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm alive, well, you to my limbs and clothes in my right mind, please. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. So this is my guest, Evangelist Candace Butler. We're gonna stop and let her introduce herself to you all. So go ahead, Candace. It's okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Candace Butler. I'm 41 years old. Just turned 41 last Thursday. Married. Thank you. Mother of 6, grandmother of 1 from Savannah, Georgia. And right now I'm in the field of nursing and pursuing my RN degree in social work.
Okay. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Another nurse. Yeah.
But God.
That part. That's right. Not but God. That's it. My God. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna get into questions. Sister Candace, what is your life like now? What you got going on in life?
Right now I'm currently working in the nursing field as a PCT at the hospital. I go to school. I'm a full-time mother, full-time grandmother, full-time wife, full-time mentor, encourager. I do motivational speaking, and I I just let the Lord lead me. When I'm not at church, I love family vacation. Just spend time with my family, spend time doing ministry stuff, just living for the Lord, trusting Him.
Yes, that's that was so much. You know what I'm saying? That's it's a lot of us out there. We gotta get together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Period. We gonna have all y'all, everybody. Come on, come on. Okay. So your ability to stay focused with all those hats, a full-time mother, full-time wife, full-time grandmother, full-time ministry. Oh my God. How do you stay
I gotta be
focused?
honest, it's not easy. I'm not perfect. I fall. Though I don't fall back to alcohol or I don't fall back to the club, I fall in my mind a lot of times. I get angry. I get frustrated. I get like, it's not my spirituality or my walk with God doesn't make me perfect. It doesn't mean I don't mess up. It just sometimes like I have to lean and depend on the Lord. And even in leaning and depending on Him doesn't mean I'm always focused. Leaning and depending on Him doesn't mean that I do everything right. Doesn't mean I make all the right decisions at the right time. But when I do mess up, I get up. When I do fall, because the Bible does says a righteous man falls 7 times. When I do fall, I try my best not to stay where I'm at
Yes,
because I remember I always remember where that place took me to. And I don't like it's a place I don't ever want to go again. So I trust Him. I lean and depend on Him. But again, it's every day is not a okay walk. Every day is not easy. And in saying it's not easy, I'm not perfect. I may not cuss you out. I may not say I'm going to get another drink, but I mess up in my mind. I mess up in my heart. Sometimes I mess up, and you may not know I mess up, because I know I mess up. It makes a big difference.
my God, you just said a mouthful. You hear me?
Yeah,
Girl, you just said a mouthful. Everything that you said, I mean, it was like, oh God, but God.
but
Like
God,
seriously, because people thinking that when and I asked a couple of people been on my podcast. I asked some of the same questions, but I don't always repeat the same ones. There'll be different people that the Lord led for me to ask the question. And I asked you the ability to stay focused, and you clearly said that you're not always focused. And that is so important for people to know it. But you keep moving. You keep moving forward. You don't go back. You ain't looking back. You ain't trying to go back. You're just trying to move forward. So even me, we ain't none of us perfect. So if I trip, I'm gonna get up and I'm moving forward.
right.
I ain't looking back. I ain't going back. Man, back ain't in that's out the option. And
Every time I look over my shoulder just a little bit, it's like, oh no, what I left back there, it ain't worth it. So I
it's
might as well
and it's
get up
not
and go
my God.
forward.
It's not worth
It
it.
ain't worth it.
My God, it's not. It's not
I,
even worth it.
I, I don't have the ability to pay the cost it will take.
Please,
I can't pay the price for it.
please, we can't. I can't even.
Yeah.
That's why I say, we can't. We can't. We just can't. My God. Woo, Lord. So, any any depression you ever been under, or any time you ever been depressed? How did you come out of it? And what helped you get out of it? And what is a way
Depression.
that people what tell us a way that people can avoid being depressed?
Well, in my depression, I had to basically find a higher power. If I had to ever go back to my most depressing state of mind, I um, I thought that my most depressing state of mind was back when I had to. I knew I was facing life, and I was pregnant, and I thought like my life would end. And I went to court. God worked it out, but then I ended up pregnant again, and in ending up pregnant again, I knew the same way God worked the first time, He would work it again. Well, this time, and I was saved. I was living for the Lord. I was trusting the Lord, and it was that one thing that was held over my head, and God said I had to go in order to come back out, and I just didn't understand it. And I ended up having to I ended up turning myself in when I was 3 months pregnant. When I turned myself in, I then was given a sentence of 10 years. And I did not understand how in the world, and I just knew that God was going to come through for me right at the break of dawn. So I didn't worry the next 7 to 8 months I was pregnant, because I knew God wouldn't let me have a baby incarcerated. God wouldn't allow me, the one who was living for him, to basically like go through this. And I woke up in the OR, chained to the bed, delivering the baby. Went back to the room, and boom, the baby was gone. I was there by myself with the officer, and I hadn't seen that baby. I knew right then that I wasn't going to see that baby, and I fell into a real deep place of depression. And it was in God. I was depressed. I was down. I felt like he failed me. I felt like he didn't care about me. He didn't. I felt like he just left me. I felt like he just, And I had to then, when I was at my lowest, in that valley, I had to call on to him to pull me up out, because I didn't think I was gonna make it out. But when I look back at it now and trusting him and believing him and standing on his word, it was in the prison system that I truly found my healing and my deliverance and my love for him. And because I trusted and I leaned on him, and because I didn't depend on man, I understood that 5 years was my sentence. I understood that I may not see that baby next week or next month, but I trusted on the strength of him to get me through. And I made it out. And when I came out of it, I realized that was the best 5 years of my walk with God. And though I miss my children, I left 5 of them out here. I miss home. I miss all of that. But who I am today, that journey, that wilderness experience, it was that made me who I am today. So when they look at their mother, I can say I am their mother, and they see how I live, they see how I walk in this. It's nothing but the grace of God, is the mercy of God that kept me, that brought me out. And even when I get depressed now, or I'm not gonna say that I don't get depressed, I may get down and I may feel like I'm falling, and I just begin to call on Jesus, like, Jesus, I can't do this. You got to do it. And if you don't do it, listen, this just may be the last straw. And he managed to, he always show out for me. Even when I don't deserve it, he always show up and show out on my behalf.
But God. Ooh,
Yeah.
man, that was good. My God. But God, but God, but God.
But God.
Jesus. My God. Lord. So the depression, and you got through it greatly, you know what I'm saying? But we have to depend on God. Like, that's what I be trying to say and teach and tell. Like, I want people to really understand that they can depend on God. They have to talk to God. You can cry out to God. Let it go. They have to sometimes you just got to. You don't have a choice. You just have to. But I prefer that people get it now before something has to happen to them. You understand what I'm saying?
I think
Like, seriously,
a
that's
lot
what.
of times the worst part is people tell you that when you cry, whether you crying out to God, that they tell you that it make you weak, but it's in my crying out and my emptying myself that God shows up. It's okay to cry. Sometimes if I have to just walk and holler, scream, whatever it takes, I'm letting it go. But to sit there and people tell you weak, it's a sign of weakness, and God don't hear no cry. Listen, he said he bottled up my tears. So the more I cry, the more he bottled up, and the more he bottled up, the more he had to work with.
That's
So
right. That's
if I gotta
it.
cry, I'm gonna cry.
That girl. Listen, before my stroke, I was that tough one, and I didn't used to cry. I never used to cry. I don't think my kids saw me cry, and my daughter, she was like, I saw my mama cry for the first time in my life, and that's hurtful because after the stroke, like now I'm so emotional. Like I be crying. I'm happy crying. I'm sad crying. I'm tired. I'm fed up crying. I let it loose, but I let it loose because I didn't used to let it loose, and that would cause a lot of stress,
Right.
holding it in, trying to be tough, trying to be hard and stuff like that right there. Man, oh man, my God. And then I try to tell like my sons, because men try to hold it in and stuff like that every day, but just like you say, you have to release it. They have to release it. It has to be a release. Holding it in doesn't do nothing. It doesn't help us. It hurts us in the inside. Like literally. My God. Woo! Baby. Woo, that's good one. That's good. Lord. What What would you change if you could change one thing? What would you change?
Mm, probably my ability, how I and I'm in the process of changing it, how I jump to help everybody. Um, I think that
Talk
in the world,
about
I
it.
had a good heart. In God, I have a good heart, and because of my heart, it's caused a lot of hurt, a lot of it's caused a lot. And so in my walk as a whole, like I wouldn't change much, but for the most part, it's like who I am. But I just my biggest fear, and I often don't use the word fear too loosely, but is that I don't want to get to a place where I'm so I shut my heart, that a heart that God gave me down, and I just begin to not do as He would have me do. But I think my if I could change anything, I'll change the way that I just freely give and freely do, and it doesn't matter who run over me. It doesn't matter who, sometimes that can be a toll too, because I'm not in tune to who God's saying help and not help. Like if I see the need, I'm going to do if I can do.
Yeah, that's true, and that's true. And that's how. Well, I'm still a helper. I'm still a giver, but I've cut back with that a lot, and I had to because it became a hindrance to me because certain people be manipulating and manipulating the situation because they know your heart
Mhm.
and things like that. So God will show me clearly, and I see it, so I can say yes or no. It's
Right,
okay to say no. And he told me, he said, it's okay to say no. So, and that's where I'm at now, So we gotta get that, yeah.
right,
Because we free. When we give us, we give us. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give whoever we see and the need is. But at times that manipulation is real.
right,
But it can't stand. It can't stand, and God is a revealer.
right.
So that's when what what were some of your dreams? Was you
Um,
being a nurse like one of your dreams when you came out? That's something you wanted to do, or something else?
no, I think that my biggest dream, I want to go in the military. I don't know why.
Oh,
I was a fight in the world,
wow!
and for some odd reason, I wanted to go in the military, but I ended up pregnant. And I never made it because by the time I graduated, I had two kids, and so I was like, like I got to figure out my career. And the easiest thing was for me to go and get my CNA, and I did that. And I realized that even in doing that, it's so many people growing. It was so many people growing up that said, talked, and felt like I was gonna be a fade because I'm 17 going 18, having my second child, but graduating. And so I felt like I had to do the easiest, quickest thing to prove to everybody that in spite of, I can still go to college. And it may not have been a 4-year college, but I went, and along the way, I kind of got so overwhelmed with life itself. And so I think I'm living out my dreams now. When I went back to school 2 years ago for nursing, it was because it was something I wanted. When I went back into the nursing field, I got my CNA in 2001, got my PCT in 2002, got my medical assistant and all that, and then that's when I caught my first charge. But now I'm living out my dream. I just my dream is to just make my family happy, make my father proud, not my biological father, but my God, make him proud of me, because like he's been so good to me. And even in the field I walk in, I remember when I graduated from my PCT. Give me 1 second. The basketball game is in 20 minutes. And even when I graduated from there, I remember the detective looked me in my face. He said, "You will never ever use it again." God allowed me to put that same person on the job. I walked in Walmart the other day and saw him on the door, and I said, "How you doing? Do you remember me?" He didn't remember who I was, but I bless God
Yeah,
that every dream that He told me I'll never see that little my faith, and I watch and I want to say so bad. That's the one you said I never ever get a chance to see a whole 12, 13 years later. She walked around and I'm raising her, nobody else. So I'm living my dreams now.
that's what's up. Nakia say, "Don't allow the enemy to change your character." That's it. That's it. And it's time to recognize, oh my God, that's it. Lord have mercy. That's it. That's it. So what is some of your hurt and pain?
Say that again.
Hurt and pains.
To be honest, I think it's more so building, continuously trying to build relationship with one person being my mom. You know, I had to get to a point to understand like her and understand where she's at, and it's not it like she can't give me what she don't have. She can't. I can't expect out of her what she didn't have. So and just getting to a place of acceptance, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, because as a young woman with children, a mother, who doesn't want their mom? Who doesn't want the fullness of them? Who doesn't want to know that when I need someone to talk? Who don't want to be able to talk to their mom? But again, if she can't understand me or understand where I am, like, and I keep letting this a guard down to be hurt, and I just had to recently just tell myself, like, you know what? It's an unexpected expectation, and the Lord says, when your mother and your father forsake you, the Lord thy God will take care of you. So the place I'm in right now, I just have to trust the Lord, and I just continue to pray. And I think that's my I've hurt, I've had pain from relationships, I've had pain from and hurt from church, I've had pain and hurt from friends, but my deepest wound came from my mama.
Wow, that's real. But because and that's funny you say that because I love seeing your mom and stuff like that every day. Because I be like, my mom gone. She left last year, so I don't have that. But I didn't have it for like the last 10 years though, because of her sicknesses and the mental that she was going through. She wasn't that mom that I can go to and talk to. My mom didn't say much, but she would listen. Anytime something was wrong, anytime I run over there and I would just let go and vent to her. And that's what you were saying. And I feel you with that because I used to love that. And I was saying like recently, I said I ain't got my mama or my grandma. Them the two strongest women I used to run to, and just vent and then didn't have to hear nothing back. They would just let me lay there and tell them what was going on or whatever. And things like that. But it's precious and it's hurtful too. Like, but
Right.
God. But now I have to look to only Him. He's the person I had to talk to. He's the person I had to look for. I'd be like, okay, Lord, I'd be getting in the car. I'm not sharing too much in the house. I have to go in the car and ride on the way to Uber, just talking to Him. And you know what I'm saying? But it helps us. It does. It really, really does. That's all He wants.
Right.
That's it. And he'll fix it all. He will. He will because we as parents and grandparents, both of us, we got one grand, and we're good parents. You know what I'm saying? So we see and we see what we don't want our kids to have and do. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I could do for my kids. Like I saw what I didn't have. I didn't have my mom and my dad, so I wanted to make sure that they had mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my husband stay together and all that because that's what we both wanted. And then but at this point we have to get over some things with our parents. And I thank God for the 3 months He had me to go and live with my dad. And I went over to my dad's house last night and we had real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my dad, we don't ever spend time together to ever talk. I'll be
Right.
popping up over there and then I leave. But last night I actually sat there and I talked to my dad and it was great. And I told him I appreciate him even having a house to let me come and stay in the 3 months that he did because it helped me learn more about myself and fill that void that was my dad not being in my life. And then he guess what he said to me? He said, "So you really had needed your daddy?" I said, "Yes." And that in
They don't
itself had,
understand.
yeah, it had touched me. It did something to me, like, you know what I'm saying? but they don't. They. I don't know. I don't know if he understood, but he understood last night, and that was like, and I was like, I was like, yeah, I needed you. I needed you. He was like, wow. I was like, yeah,
So true.
yeah, and that's what we stayed a distance though, you know. So we just have to keep the communication and stay respectful. I've always been respectful to my mom, my dad, my grandma, you know. So yeah, even when it get out of hand, I be right there. Lord, let's talk about church hurt. Ooh, church hurt. Lord, Jesus, can you explain it like it's not? It's how you feel? How you feel about it now?
I had to ask the Lord to deliver me from people
That's it.
because people, like, I think the biggest thing in the body of Christ, the biggest thing between the world and the body of Christ is the world will always look at you and say, but you a minister, but you evangelist, but you go to church, but you this and that. And they don't realize, like, even leadership, they are human beings.
Human beings, my God, speak.
And I always said, when somebody throw that in my face, I was like, the only person think I'm perfect is you.
Is
I know I mess up. I know I'm not perfect. You are the only person believe I'm perfect in your eyes, and I thank God that you believe I'm perfect. But listen, I'm striving for perfection in Him. I'm not always in Him. I'm not always perfect. Listen, you believe I'm perfect, but I'm striving.
ain't nobody perfect.
And I just think that my biggest church is more so just coming. I didn't grow up in ministry. So when I came, I was in a broken state, I was in a hurt state, and so I came vulnerable, open to people. I came like the church is this perfect place and these perfect people. And when God began to show me, it's like show me stuff, and you grab a relationship with them. And as you grab a relationship, you don't see them as nothing but perfect in God, because they're saved, you're saved, they're perfect, and come get her. And it's like the betrayal, the lies, and it's like even now I just ask God, like, deliver me from people, because the moment I begin to watch the moves of people, the moment I begin to watch just the ways of people as a whole, it'll make you say, you know what, I ain't going back to church, or I ain't doing this. I ain't just like you it's I the one thing that I promised myself in this new place in God, and it's this new place, and it's not like I ain't just getting this new place a day ago, a year. In this new place, I told God, let me not find myself caught up in cliques in church.
Nothing.
I'm not
Please,
about to join a clique with nobody to talk.
Jesus.
Listen, we ain't doing that. And so part of that is just like, because church hurt is stemmed from you being in a clique in the church, y'all together, y'all build y'all clique, y'all talk about, y'all do whatever, and in the minute anything go wrong, you better know something gonna spread like a disease. And when it spread like a disease, you're gonna be the one looking like it's wrong. So I just ask God to deliver me from people that what they do, what they say, how they move. Listen, if it ain't got nothing to do with me, it don't even matter. And not saying we still not vulnerable to it, but I don't open my spirit and my heart up to church. I take it for what it is, who God connect me with, who He allowed me to talk with. I take it at that level. And
Exactly.
so I just continue to say, like, Lord, deliver me from people, because people, even though we say they're humans and they mess up, but they will mess your
We,
spirit up. And when your spirit get messed up, it will make you say, God, I ain't doing this no more. God, I'm throwing in towel, but it's not them who brought me where I'm at. God brought me here.
it.
God delivered me. God brought me to this place. So
Yes,
I have to continue to tell myself, like sometimes, like, it was easy in the world. I had more committed, loyal people in the world, but you think that now because you're in the church it's perfect, it's these
no,
great friendships. Listen, I found the worst relationships in church,
yes,
the
yes.
worst friendships, the worst connections. But it's not the people. It's only because I built up I saw my own perspective of people. and I let people into places where like only God should have been. I begin to trust people more than I trusted him.
That's
I give all
it.
my problems and issues to people and don't
That's
take nothing to God and trust that they're going to take it to God for me and come back with my answer. No, listen, I take everything to God. My marriage, my everything. If
please,
God released me to tell you, I tell you. If he don't release me, listen, I don't take it to people.
yeah,
Because
and
they'll
you
take
have to
what
be
you
that
give
way.
them and
Please, that's but
I
it
believe
be simple. But this be the thing. This be the thing when people not even for you, and they just want to act like it just to get just to know. It's like they got an itching nose or something be wrong with them.
right,
But God is a revealer, and God will show you who is who and who is not who, and who you supposed to talk to and who you're not supposed to talk to, who you supposed to open up to and who you not. He will lead you just like the way you said, and He does it.
right,
He does it for me too. So I'm a living witness that He does it, and that's what I said about me because it's funny how we think, and I'm just I had to bind my thoughts and stuff like that because with me coming, I've been in the ministry it's about to be 2 years in July since I joined Labors and Trust Harvest Ministry. But me coming into the ministry and stuff like that, I'm a particular person and I'm looking and I'm very observant and stuff like that. But at the same time, I say, for God I live and for God I die. So it ain't about people. I don't
right.
care. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get to that selfish state where we just put God, it ain't we gotta be like when kids say, Lord, deliver me from people. But you could still love them and everything, support them and do everything you're supposed to do. But you got to hey, put God. Put him first. Keep him first. Talk about everything him. Don't be gossiping. Don't go talking and that's bad. But it's easy for us. It is so easy for anybody to get snacked up in something quickly. But you gotta just pray for control. You know what I'm saying? Pray, Lord, get me out of this. Remove me from this situation. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because we noticed it. Now a lot of people they done lost their minds and they don't even notice that they in it. They don't even know that they're doing wrong. They think it's okay. You see what I'm saying? So then we pray for them. That's all we gotta do. Just say, Lord help them. Lord deliver them. Lord they need help. You know what I'm saying? Just instead, I had to learn when I see stuff in people. Years ago, I used to be like, Lord, why are you always showing me this? You know what I'm saying? Not a complaint, but I used to be like, why are you always showing me this and that with people? But it was because I was a prayer warrior, and I am a prayer warrior, but I didn't know it back then when he used to be showing me different things and showing me people. Like when I walk in a room, my discernment is so real, I can tell. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me running to this person and talking about it, and running to that person and talking about it, no, pray about it. Pray about it because the Lord's showing you. So now you got something to pray to Him about to help them, to help the situation. So that's where I'm at now too. And I am so grateful. I know it was nothing but God, like for real. My God. Woo! God. Okay. That was good. That was good. So when even whoever listening to the podcast, when you're going through, just remember it ain't God. It's not God. And they have to stay focused on God. Give it all to God. We can't allow people to cause us to miss nothing that God has for us, or He getting ready to do with us or to us or whatever. We just can't. We just gotta stay focused and ignore and pray. Literally. Because people are still people. Goodness gracious. Anytime you ever felt a rejection?
Have I ever felt rejection?
Yeah.
I always feel rejected. But I had listen. So just coming up, I hold on, Jeremiah. And as I got older, I never fully understood like, okay, why? I never understood the whys. Like, why did she leave us, or why did she do this, or why she just wasn't there, or why did she choose this over this instead of her children? Why did she do all of this? And to where it affected me in relationships, that if I ever dealt with like somebody who say had an addiction problem, it automatically made me feel like, well, my mama was stuck in addiction, so this person probably gonna leave me just like her. And it caused me to just cling to people, cling to men, um, like that wasn't good for me. It's caused me to cling to people because I just didn't want people to leave me, because I I yearned to fill a void, and didn't understand that it's my mama that I wanted, but I tried to find my mama and my daddy in everybody. And so I have to I catch myself now with even with my husband. I had to tell my husband one day, I was like, um I've gotten to a point where I'll tell him, this is how you made me feel. Or he don't understand why I felt this way, and I was like, this is why, because it made me think of this, this, and this, and it made him better understand me in certain situations. But like again, it's one of those things where you have to be delivered from people and realize like people gonna be people, and it's not always rejection. Sometimes it's just your yearning for something else, or yearning to fill a void, and you have an unexpected expectation out of people, and when they don't meet that expectation, it can cause you to feel like another hurt, rejected. It could cause all kind of other emotions, and one of them is just me feeling like, why don't mama even want to have nothing to do with me? And I watch her with like my niece, or I watch her with even my grandbaby, and I'm like, well, why she never showed me the same love? Or I'm yearning for her to just hold me, and she rock her. She never did, like certain stuff, situations like that. And that's just one something that I still battle with, and up until like I say today, I still like, me and her maybe going through something. We're going through something right now, and I'm like, okay, here you go, this whole rejection. But I made this spirit when it attach itself to me. I don't feel rejected. It's simply let it go. And it's okay to let it go. You ain't rejecting me. You just literally, you're not a part of where God is taking me at in this season. And that part is fine. It's okay. Let it go.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Woo, baby. So was there any other time where you had to be silent or pretend to be somebody else or something, like to cope, anything?
You saying, did I have to be silent to do what?
I said, do you feel like you ever had to be silent or pretend?
You say be silent or depend?
Or pretend. You're
Or pretend?
pretending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I pretend a lot now.
yeah.
And it's
He'll say
only
hold on. He'll say sometimes we have acknowledged that there are certain things that will trigger certain behaviors. That's true. Yeah. But what you were saying, Candace, you pretending?
I think I pretend a lot to protect me, and would always the end result of that is always, when I get too overwhelmed and burdened with it, I lash out. In the lashing out, like example, I like, you can see me and I look like, oh, Sister Candace doing good, smiling and all that. But if I ever really sit down and tell you where I'm at in the season, like, you would not believe the stuff I'm carrying. You probably know a little bit of it now, but before you was made aware of any of it, you would never know, because I walk in church and I'm still gonna lift my hands in worship. I'm still gonna sing. I'm still gonna give God all the honor and the glory. I'm still gonna do all of that stuff, but I do it to protect my peace. And a lot of times I just tell my husband, like, you see me smiling, and you see me still being the wife and being the mama and being the sister and being the this and being the nurse today and being the teacher. Like, you see me doing all that stuff, but do anybody ever take the time to say, like, look
Candace, what you mean?
beyond my face and look in my spirit and realize it's something just not right with Sister Candace today, or
Yeah.
she's struggling today, or
Yeah.
yeah, she's smiling, but it's something behind that smile that's just don't sit well with me. And but that I pretend to kind of like keep. I don't like the pity party. I don't like the woe is me, and I don't. I'm very emotional. So if I begin to talk, I know that if you come and you say like, hey, something ain't right with you, it'll lead me to then discuss how I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and it may break me. And so I kind of keep up that wall unless God will lead me to like talk to you about it, lead me to a place. I kind of pretend to protect myself, protect my peace, protect my vulnerabilities.
Yes, my God. And that's what it does. Like we have to because we just have to. And it's crazy because you feel like you know what I'm saying. But look, my book. I don't look like what I've been through, literally. And I'm not gonna walk around here looking like what I've been through, what I'm going through right now. I'm not gonna ever look it. But that doesn't mean that it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle every day for me. It's a struggle, but I have to stay free, to stay, you know what I'm saying, keep my mind. Because if I don't, I could easily be, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta know. And I feel you with that one, like seriously. Wow. That's good. My God. So do you feel like that's not being you? Oh, Candace done got knocked off. She must be in a bad area, Lord. She must be in a bad area. Candace. Oh, my guest done got in a bad area. But I thank all of you. Hey, get up my niece. Hey, niece. I thank all of you for coming on. I really do. I really do. And I love you. I love you. I love y'all. Keep supporting me. Is the glow of God's glory. Oh, yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Can you hear me? No, I cannot hear you. I cannot. I just got one more question for you. Was it all worth it? Candace, that's the last question, and we're gonna end this podcast. Was it all worth it? And she's not live anymore, but when she put her well, she said 1 second. You can see me? Oh, I do see the screen. She's still on. Oh, okay. I can see. I can't hear you. Why can't you? Turn your
The
volume.
phone was on mute.
Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
Lord. So one more question, and we're gonna end the podcast because I know you be busy. You be running like me. You be all over the place. But was it all worth it?
It was definitely worth it.
That's
And as I always say, if I can change any part of my story, I would not change one page. All of
that's
the
it.
from the hurt, the abuse, the everything. I wouldn't change one thing of it. I wouldn't change one stop. I wouldn't change anything because all of that is a part of my story, and all of it made me who I
Made me
am
who
today.
you is. That's it. That's it.
So
That's
like sometimes I look back, I'm in the process of writing, finishing a book, and sometimes I reread and I revisit pages and I revisit situations, and I just shake my head and be like, you know, God, like even when I didn't know there was a God, even when I didn't understand, He covered me. I just think about even like down in my days of shoplifting, and I'll be in the store and I tell like whoever I was out there, and I don't feel right about this. I'm like, man, the Holy Spirit used to tell me
already
like,
new.
put
My
that
God.
stuff back. Don't do that today. And I have never ever worried about getting caught. And I'm
My
like,
God.
even in the what God like was showing me stuff back then. So what I changed, it was well worth it all. It was well worth it. The fights today is well worth it because I know I still have the victory. I know I'm still coming out, and I understand that it's just a part of my story. And the more I write, the more I understand. Like this story gets good.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
else read it and be like, it hurt, it's painful. How did you? But listen, the story gets better and better, and I'm just like anybody know, like in spite of how it started, it's not about how it started. It's about all how it finished. Because who I am today, I would have never, ever, ever. And anybody who really know me can look and be like, this, like, how in the world, who in the world helped this girl get where she's at?
My,
And
my
it's the
God.
God I believe in, the God I trust, the God I gave a chance to.
Yes, God. What's your book? When it's coming out? The end of this year? The middle of this year?
I'm still writing. So my goal, the number one goal I have on my list is that that book will be finished by the end of this year.
Okay, okay. And what's the name of it?
Broken but I'm healing part one, my life, and then
Okay.
pen from the pen.
Wow. I can't wait to read that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you were just saying about, your beginning to becoming
No, I'm sorry. The broken but I'm healing is the poetry portion of a journal I wrote to young women. The
okay.
Every Thug Shares a Tear part one, my life is the book.
My God, that's good. That's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, Every Thug
Ooh,
Shares a Tear.
please. Yes, it's gonna be good right there. It's gonna be good right there now. Yes, but
Yeah,
you
but
keep
I'm
on
doing. I'm in
writing
the process of doing a journal, and it's broken, but I'm healing. But it's to young girls who've been like abused mentally, emotionally, sexually, and just felt betrayed or rejected.
Yeah, but it should be for some grown people too, because I've been all of those views,
Yeah,
all
I'm
of
saying
that.
a little girl as in a little girl in mindset. So not exactly a little girl that's 8 or 9 or 11 or 12. It's a little because like
Because you was a
it's
little,
like I still have a little girl way of just wanting my mama.
yeah,
So there's still a little
exactly.
girl in me.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's for like that kind of little girl, the one who's still crying out like a little girl, whether it's for her mama, her
yeah.
daddy, just crying out for something they don't
My
understand.
God. That is gonna be good. I can't wait to get a journal. God, dog. Y'all hear it. Entrepreneurship is here, it's here. Yes. So y'all stay tuned and get the books and everything. Like we gotta support each other and it's help in the book, it's help in the podcast, it's help. We helping each other. So we
Right,
want to stay connected and keep everybody, learning something new. And the kids say that sounds good. Exactly. Like for real. I can't wait.
right,
And she was saying how you saying how you don't let your beginning become your ending. That's the name of my next book. Don't let your beginning become your end.
right,
Yeah, because the way my life was ain't nothing like what it is now. And that's what I tell people all the time when people want to bring up your past to you. But now I want to tell them what I'm doing now. What I'm
right.
doing now. What you see
If you only
now.
knew.
Because you can have all that. You can have all that. What I'm doing now. Yeah.
Right.
So we got to keep that. My God. I really appreciate it, man. This was awesome. It's always awesome. It's always a pleasure, man. These podcasts are going. They going. They doing big things. Now, I ain't lying.
Yeah.
Man, but God. No, God.
But God,
Yes, Lord.
I thank you and appreciate you as well. Thanks for
Yes,
allowing me to be a
anytime.
part of your podcast. And anytime.
Anytime. You is welcome, and I love you, and you stay blessed.
Thank you.
And
I
tell
love you
them,
too.
everybody, because I love them, and y'all be safe. Y'all ride.
Jeremiah got to have a game at 7:40 that I
Oh,
was trying to stall it out, but we done made it to it. It's way in at the Effingham gym, but we done made it to
okay.
it. But
All
yeah,
right. Yeah,
thank
tell
you.
them they have a good game and score. Whew.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
love you.
Love you too.
Sorry later. And thank y'all so much for joining us, y'all. Next every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Tell the truth. We'll be live. Got a different guest every week, y'all. Come on, it might be you. It might be you. It might be you, and it might be you. I don't know. Y'all gotta come see. But I'm blessed that y'all joined us. I'm happy that y'all joined us, and y'all have a blessed night. And I love all of y'all, and ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Good night.